The eagle has landed. I repeat, the eagle has landed. That is right. Season 1 remastered of Hajime no Ippo has finally arrived on my doorstep, which means that it is time to talk about it. Hola everyone, and welcome to the House of Ippo. After getting a $50 Amazon gift card for Christmas, I knew exactly what I had to put my money towards, and that was purchasing this amazing looking part 1 of the collection. Now, it arrived to my front door via Amazon, terribly packed, so let's open up the package and just take a look at what we got inside. Welcome to the Big Mara Unboxing Center. So let's really just dive into this, and the first thing that we're going to need is a really decent-ish, well-used knife.
That's a knife.
Now, what they did do is they wrapped cellophane completely around the DVD so it wouldn't slip out. So if you take a look right through here, nice clear cellophane. So as we unwrap it with pudgy fingers, still really nice and shiny. Throw that to the side. It's somewhere over there. All right, we pop it out. Very, very nice. We get to see the regular sleeve and then the inside sleeve of the DVD. Let's flip it over. The inside is about the same. It takes everything into consideration. It looks really nice. It feels really nice. It keeps everything relatively similar. I do think that the Blu-ray itself, so the case itself over here has a little bit more pizzazz to it. It looks a little bit sharper, a little bit cleaner than the actual DVD case itself, which is kind of weird. There are no sticky tapes across the sides, and the spine is very, very similar to this. I do enjoy the fact that the covers on these are slightly different. So let's move this gently to the side and open up the DVD case to see what we have. So all that we have on the inside is disc 1 and disc 2 of collection number 1. They spin very well in there. I would not recommend spinning them because that would be absolutely crazy to do. Taking a look at the actual pop itself. Pops out very, very nice. You can see me right there. Hey, guys. But overall, very nice quality. Printed on there decently well. Now, there's one final thing to note, and that is when we pop this open, we get a really nice Takamura and Ippo look. This would make an absolutely dope thumbnail, but we shall see. So overall, the quality of the Blu-ray collection is nice. The DVDs look really, really, really cool. And honestly, I'm just excited that we got something such high quality. Now that we've opened up the Blu-ray case, it's time to open up the facts about Collection 1 of Hajime no Ippo. Now, this is only the first 24 episodes, so we are still expecting basically 2 more collections to come out this year. Probably close to the end of the third quarter is when we can expect it all to be said and done. Not terribly upset about this, but I was hoping that we'd get a bit more with that. Just a little bit of a nitpick. The screen is the weird 4x3, so it's like a squarish kind of thing instead of the long rectangle that we're used to. This kind of ties back into the original way that it was animated, formatted for squarer screens instead of wide screens, like are a lot more prominent these days, and by a lot more prominent, I mean any screen out there. There are dub takes included, there are credits included, and their audio is, they say it's 2.0. Which means that this will not blow out the subwoofers in your vehicle. Which I don't know why you need to worry about that, but it also means that the bass that is played through it cannot be played through an amp. At least that's what I'm getting from the case. Now, I do not have an amp hooked up to either one of my TVs, but let's put the DVD in the player and watch how this goes. So, the good about all of this. The recoloring looked ultra clear and exceptionally sharp. There were certain points where it felt a little bit more modern, at least in the coloring, than it did closer to 2000, and I thought this was kind of unique. I did pull up some outtakes from older iterations of this so I could see some comparison, and it did genuinely look better. It is in 1080p, so it is nice and crystal clear. It is not the 720 grainy that a lot of us were kind of expecting on certain scenes, but it has that nice 1080p quality and feel. That's not necessarily the best thing in certain instances because some of the action does feel a little bit slower. The Japanese to English translations felt really natural. when you were listening to the Japanese dub over and reading the English sub. It felt like you were naturally following along with the conversation. You didn't need very many contextual clues to really follow along with this series. I just really, really enjoyed that. And the music in this is so dang good, and it just pulls you along with the story. The sound design is perfect as always. I think Hajime no Ippo has some of the best sound design in any sports anime out there. Don't get me wrong, Haikyuu is decent, Slam Dunk is good, but the jet engines behind a punch, it feels that much better and it pulls you along the journey like you're a little puppet. So let's talk about the there's not a lot of going along with this series. The only major one that I kind of have a complaint about is that there was still some haloing effects that did take away from the Christmas. I know that we couldn't completely remaster this entire thing from the ground up, basically redo it. But the haloing just wasn't my favorite part of this entire thing, obviously. It didn't detract me too much, but it did look a little bit dated when you were watching it. But that's really the only visual complaint that I have. When it comes to the subs versus dubs argument, let's talk about the subs first. They were very well presented on the screen. They were kind of a yellow with a black outline, and they were pretty easy to read. I'm not sure what font they were using, and that's not my cup of tea right there. Somebody else could probably tell you, but not me. They had English for every single thing, so that includes intros, the outros, and the dialogue. They had sub only for the intro and the outro, which means that it was English only songs, which I don't know why you would do. I think you'd flip it the other way. And then you had the option of no sub. Now, I am left a little wanting with this because I think that there could be a few modifications to take this sub to the next level, but we need to talk about the dub to understand what I mean when I say the sub could be taken to this next extreme. So, the Japanese dub was absolutely perfect. It was pretty near flawless. All the voices matched what I was really expecting to go with the characters, and it just sounded clean, crisp, and clear. Then there was the English, which it wasn't the best. I may or may not have watched some fan dubs in the past, and this sounded on par with those. It could have been improved quite a lot. Just didn't feel like there was a ton of effort put behind this. But the one that actually blew me away is the fact that they included a third language, and that is the Espanol Dub, and I really enjoyed it. This was a really, really good option in my opinion. It sounded great. What was being said by the characters matched relatively closely. Again, contextual and cultural clues were needed within that to what was being done in the English sub, but overall, it left me wanting a Spanish sub. I know that sounds a little bit weird, but I would have actually enjoyed it if we could have Japanese, English, and Spanish sub and Japanese, English, and Spanish dub. It's not a huge thing, but it is a nice little addition that we could get along with it. I know that I could potentially hook up my Blu-ray player and potentially get a Spanish sub, but I get the feeling that's not really an option. Overall, I'm going to give this a solid 8.5 out of 10. There were still some things that I was wanting. I was wanting a little bit more with the DVD itself. You know, I only got 2 DVDs, the sleeve and the actual Blu-ray case itself. So wasn't terribly pumped about that. I think we could have improved that a little bit. But the wrapping was good. It looks good. It sounds pretty decent. There's just a few other remastering things that I think we could have done to bring it up to the next level. But overall, I would buy it again, and I am already looking forward to pre-ordering collection number 2 that will be coming out in March, which means that if we go by this math, the other one will be coming out in 2 months after that. So we could be seeing it as early as May, maybe June. Again, we might be getting it before the end of the second quarter of the fiscal year is done. So let me know what you thought of this down in the comments below. Are you going to buy Hajime no Ippo Collection 1 or wait till they publish every single thing so you can buy it all at once? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Hajime no Ippo related content. And for everyone new and old, welcome and welcome back. It's your boy Lohali, and I will see you next video. The eagle has landed, everyone. That is...